couple of days ago, I was researching the word pond. And as I was doing so, I was like, wow, a piece of clothing. The root of this word pond is referring to a piece of clothing. And I thought about, I said, whoa, Harry Potter, one of the movies that had the character called Dobby. And I remember how Dobby's freedom came by receiving a piece of clothing. You know? And I was like, wow, I want to share this. And don't get all hooked up into like, oh, this is a movie, that's make-believe. Well, movies come from places. Movies, most of the time, the majority of the time, come from historical facts. And to verify these things, as I always do, I look these things up. I look for the connections to these so-called movies and the characters, the names, the words, right, to the actual words, languages, cultures. Because remember, etymology is the study of cultures. In particular, the words of cultures. How various cultures and their multiple languages, right, utilize them in their everyday behaviors. And how these different cultures, these different people, when they came together, how they intermixed their various words and languages. See? This is the beauty that you find in your dictionary when you see that these different languages. See? Late, LME, right, means late Middle English. Okay, now this is late Middle English, right? This is talking about, well, let me just do it like that. Okay, so, let me just say it like that. All right, I was going to give you a date, some dates. Let me give you some dates. Late Middle English is like after the 1500s. The latter, and after the 1500s. Okay. And you see again, you got here, right? I forget what that meant. F. I know the FR is French. Let me look it up, make sure. Oh yeah, I should have known. MFR is Middle French. Alright? And then we got Latin here. See the capital L, right? So remember, we're going back. See, and it takes you to clothes. You know, a piece of clothing. See, remember now, this is the word pawn. Okay, word pawn. Now, what you should do, okay, because remember etymology, because a lot of times, see dictionaries, they give you a little bit, okay, and this is why you got to go into the languages, okay. So you go get you a late Middle English dictionary, Middle French dictionary, Latin dictionary, because when you go into those languages, they give you initial information. They take you a little deeper. Okay? So I made this connection, with Dobby. Because Dobby was a so-called slave. See? Right? He was a lower rank being, see, that took a pledge to a particular household, right? What was it? The Malfoys? I forget their last names. Draco Malfoy, right? The Malfoy family. Okay, so he was Dobby was pledged. Okay. He took an oath. Okay? He took an oath to be bonded, to be committed, to be dedicated to the house of Malfoy. See? This is what a pawn is. A pawn, see? And you can see all the words here. Okay? And then what you want to do, you want to go into the cognates of the word pawn. And like on the cognates of like words like pledge. And they're going to take you to the word religion. Okay, now it's important to see, because look here. Okay, clothing. So when Dobby received a piece of clothing, which we see here is a sock, right? But now you gotta think about it. Why is it in a book? What is the connection now between this sign or symbol or act of releasing this so-called slave, right? With the book. See? And they tell you that this is a book of spells. Okay? Now, I know Halloween's coming up, but don't get all spooky and get crazy. Stay with reality. Stay with what's real, right? The word spell, right, is the same word you learned in school. Okay? See? And books, what they have in them. What do books have in them? Words. Okay? So all it is, a spell, a book of spells, right? It's just a book that have different words in them, okay? But they are spelt in different ways. The letters, right, are not the normal letters, right, that you are familiar with. They are encoded. A spell also means words, letters that have been arranged in a particular way to state or to say something else other than what you previously known them to be. See? It's just so, and I'm letting you know that particular book, the book of spells that have made all of us pawns, is this book or books, the books that they are calling holy. Okay? This is the book. The books. Right? Because remember, the word Bible means books. Okay? So these books, these words are the book of spells. Okay? This is the dogmatic teachings that have been holding people back and suppressing people. Yeah. So it's important to learn how to spell. Master the spells. See, you got to master the spells. To overcome the spells that have been put on you, you have to learn them so you can reverse them. See? So one of the spells, right, is called religion. Okay? So remember, spelling. A spell, right, you got a word, okay, and you can take it and change it around. Either you change the letters around, right, or you can change the meanings around, right? You can add something to it that was not originally there, which are called connotations. Okay? Go look up connotation. A connotation is a piece of information, right, that has been added to a word. Okay? To the original meaning. It doesn't, but it didn't originally mean that, but they added it on there. You know, and you say why? Well, why? Control. People are put under spells to control them. See? Politically, economically, socially. See? So, here, what are we really dealing with when people say, oh, I'm not down with religion. I ain't into that religion stuff. I'm spiritual. What does religion mean? So you got to go and learn the spell. See? And you do that through etymology. You have to do a thorough... See, etymology is not just looking up a word. Okay? You have to look up the history of that word, meaning the culture of it. How was it originally used? See? And who were the people that used it? And how were they using it? See? When did it change? Okay? If it changed, when did it change? And who changed it and for what reason? See? This is what you should be doing when you look up words. Because I know a lot of people, when they went to the dictionary and they looked at the word religion, all they got out of it was bondage. No. That's not what the word is referring to. It's more than that. See? The word religion, right, is referring to a commitment. See? An obligation, a bond. See, like when we say, my word is my bond, and my bond is my life. See? It's a vow. It's a promise. The word religion, it means a promise, right? You are saying that, hey, I'm going to do this, or I'm going to live by this. That book that those books that you gave me, that you call holy, I'm going to live by them. Okay? This is my promise, my words. See? So you're saying that, hey, I'm going to bind myself to them. See? I'm going to bind myself to these words. I'm going to teach my children and my children's children to live by these books. See? This is what the word religion means and how it should be used. See? And let me see. Now, what you got to do is you got to get deeper into this. You got to go get deeper into this. So here, this dictionary here, right? No. Did I do that? No. Oh no. So yeah, I didn't do that with dictionary with the word religion here. But yeah, this is what you got to do. Okay, this word religion. Okay, this is what it's referring to. Now, I'm telling you that the word religion, when people say, oh, I'm not religious, I'm not down with those Bible teachings and stuff like that, and, come on, snakes don't talk and donkeys don't talk, how's a man gonna make a baby? How's a man gonna give birth to a grown woman? You know what I'm saying? This thing that you are calling God, they're gonna give some man a C-section and pull out a grown woman. You know what I'm saying? A lot of stuff like that. People are like, oh, I'm not into that Bible nonsense. Come on, really? See? So they replace that. They say, I'm not religious. I'm spiritual. See? So here we have the word religion is actually referring to and meaning to be committed to something, to have obligations, to be bounded, to be binded to something, to be dedicated. You've taken a pledge. You have taken a pledge of allegiance. Allegiance means to be binded to something. See? So what does this have to do? So is that what you mean? Is that what they mean when they say, oh, I'm not religious? See? No. That's not what they mean. They're not saying they're not committed to something, they're not dedicated to something, they're not bounded to things, or their words don't mean nothing. See? So they are under the spell. They have misspelled the actual meaning of religion. So now they are caught up into this. See? They're messed up with this. Now, here's the word that you should know and use to come out of this misunderstanding, this misknowing of the word religion. It's called dogma. Isn't that what you're really saying when you say, oh, wait a second, snakes can't talk, donkeys can't talk, grown men can't, make You know what I'm saying? You can't cut up a man's body and pull out a grown woman and stuff like that. You know, so see, they're saying that dogma, dogma is what they're saying. Because what's a dogma? See, because this is the correct word that they should be using in place of religion. Because they're not talking about religion. See? I would never say that. That's crazy. I ain't committed to nothing. You can't trust me. My words are no good. I'm not dedicated to anything. I have no discipline. You know what I'm saying? Don't trust me, because, man, I'll come to work one day, but that don't mean I'm going to be there the next day. You know what I'm saying? See? Dogma. See down here. Dogma. See? Now it's telling you, look. Dogma is an opinion. It's an opinion that which one believes. Someone's opinion. Something someone made up. You know, a decree. An order. See? Somebody's decree, somebody's orders, someone's so-called laws. See? See? Someone's judgments. See? Now look. A document. A document. Like books. A document. Right? See? Documents tending. A document. Documents tense. Or beliefs. See? See? Arrangements, assertions, arrangements, assertions. You know what I'm saying? A document. Wait, let me do it like this. A document. Well, a document of. No, a doctrine. Excuse me. A doctrine of documents. See, formally and authoritatively, affirmed. A doctrine or body of doctrines formally and authoritatively formed. Affirmed. Affirmed. See? Yeah. That's what your so-called books, your holy books, are. They just a bunch of made up documents, writings, opinions, stories, and made up by, right, a bunch of Italians, right, Romans are Italian. These people from Italy, Rome, right? Yeah, these people also known as J-E-U, okay? Not J-E-W, J-E-U, okay? That's a total different meaning, see? Because that was the original spelling. And when you go look up the meaning of J-E-U, okay, it's going to tell you that it's dealing with people that are casting spells, right? They are writing words, right, to deceive people, right? Games, tricks, you know what I'm saying? Misspellings, see? And this is easy to find out. Who wrote these books? These are the people who wrote the books. It's easy to find, but if you don't have the thoughts like that in your mind, you're going to bypass this stuff. You'll hear it. You heard this all your life. You know? You heard the terms Roman Catholic Church, Latin, they say, oh, the Romans killed so-called Jesus Christ. You know, and you heard them, it's been said in history, you know, the Romans and the so-called Jews, right, lived together in a particular, in that environment. They were connected to one another. See? You've heard it being said, oh, you know what I'm saying? The J-E-U's were connected with the Romans and what have you, with the whole so-called Jesus thing, what have you. See? So here you go. Here's another book. Because like I said before, etymology. You want to go deeper. You got to get deeper into it than just what the dictionary is telling you. You know, you got to go into the culture, the languages. Because right there in your dictionary, it's telling you to go to different languages. It's telling you that when you see. Wait. See that? When you see dogma, you see like Latin, it's telling you. See that capital L right there? It's telling you to go and study this word, the culture of it, and how it was used in Latin. Because Latin, who uses Latin? The Romans, the Roman Catholic Church, the Italians, and what have you. See? So right there, it's telling you that you have to go investigate those people. See? The words. Latin. The Latin people. You know, see? See, so don't miss this. Next time you open your dictionary up, don't miss the fact that you have to go deeper. It's more there than what you be trying to, or what you have been taught, or what you have been practicing, right, when you open up your dictionary. See? Yeah, so this, right, the word origins, the hidden histories, histories, not history, the hidden histories, see, of English words. So here we have, again, the word religion right here. Okay? So now, what this particular etymological book does, it gives you more of a breakdown of it, of the history. It takes you a little deeper. So it gives you more information. See? Right off the bat, you see this Latin word, because we already know it's Latin. We already know this word religion comes from Latin. Okay? And here's the meaning. It's telling you. An obligation. See? A bond. See? Religion, it means, or it is referring to an obligation. A bond. See? See? And then they tell you, hey, probably, it was probably derived from the verb, okay, of this word, meaning tied back, right? This does not mean shackles. This has nothing to do with slavery. See, people, see? Because if you don't have if you don't do the etymological study, if you don't go into the history, how were they using this word back then? Let me go. How old is this word? Because I need to know that, because it tells me when that word was used. When was it first used? Okay, because here we see, the Latin people use this word. When? And it tells you right here, the 12th century. 12th century, right? This is Middle English. This is the Middle English era. Okay? The Middle English era. Okay? But yeah, so here, and we know that this is, in Latin, we know that this is the, where did I get that? No. Let's not go there. But yeah, so understand, to be tied back, it's not talking about no damn shackles and slavery. It's referring to, when you are tied to something. See, this means, this means that you are bounded by it. If you put a rope around your leg, and that rope is about 6 feet, you can only go 6 feet. See, this means that you are committed not to go beyond that. See, you are saying that I took in this obligation, right, to do a particular job, and to do this particular job only. I'm not gonna go above it. I'm not gonna go below it. I'm gonna follow the way, it is. See? That's what this is referring to. Tied back. See? Tied tight. See? Nope. I'm not changing. Nope. I'm not doing that. No. This is what I was instructed to do, and I'm going to do it. Later for that peer pressure. Oh, nope. I ain't losing my damn job. Come on, man. No. I'm saying no. See? So they're telling you. They give you more information here. What else? What else they give you? See, all this stuff, you got to go research it. See, they're telling you these things, right? but now you got to go and research this. Here's one. Let me see, where is it at? This is it. In no, it let me see. It developed the specified sense bond between human beings and the gods. The gods. Notice it didn't say God. It says the gods. See, you gotta catch that, and you gotta research that. Well, wait a second. Why does it say the gods? What writings? What writings that say they use the word gods and not gods? See, it's already telling you. It's already telling you right here what you're dealing with. You're dealing with Latin. You're dealing with Latin. See? In Latin, and other languages as well, but they were dealing with gods. Multiples. See? And you got to go now and you go study the history of the Roman Catholic Church. See? They were, the Roman Catholic Church were pagans. Another word that you got to make sure you know. I'm gonna share that with you. I'm gonna share with you what the word pagan actually meant or means. See, we gotta come up out of the spells. I'm showing you how to come up out of the spells. See, and let's see what else was. And from the 5th century, it comes, which, no wait, where am I can't see this. From the 15th century, it came to be used for monotheism life. Now, so they're telling you that this word religion, okay, in the 15th century, in the 5th century, okay, it was used to refer to a monolithic life. Now, monolithic, what does that mean? Right? It means mono. Mono means singular, by yourself. Okay? These people right? Damn, come on. Yeah, it basically means referring to people that study. They live and they study, alone by themselves. Okay, and that's what I do. I'm like, I'm here. I don't live with nobody. Don't want to live with nobody. I'm here and I do my studies by myself. You know what I'm saying? Because you can learn better that way. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's what that means. Now, did I mess that up? Get rid of this thought. So you go, okay. I can. See, like living alone. Okay, this is what this word is referring to. Living alone. Now look, you see up here, right? It says, it's related to monks, nuns, okay? But you got to catch this part. Other, or, see? Others, see? Living under religious vows. See how they connect the word religion to vows? Because that's what religion is. The word religion means vows. See? But be careful. This is not just talking about monks, nuns, okay? This is talking about anybody, okay, that is living under a certain commitment, okay, a certain discipline. See, religion means a discipline, okay? This is why you hear, like, boxes and, like, people with certain physical careers, physical disciplines, right? They tell you, to really master your craft, right? You have to be, alone. I mean, basically, you can't be doing all this other stuff. You have to be single-minded. You have to be dedicated and committed to your craft. If you are a tennis player and you want to win the next U.S. Open, see, you can't be putting that same amount of effort into playing football or something like that. You know what I'm saying? You have to, everything that you do has to be dedicated to that craft of playing tennis. If you playing football or basketball, whatever, it has to be, you doing that because it's going to help you in your tennis profession, your tennis disciplines. See? So understand, see? This, see? So this word religion is not just talking about people of the clergy or this and that. It's anyone. You wanna, this is why they say, hey, going to school, you want to get your degrees and what have you, see? You got to be religious. You have to be dedicated, committed, right? You're not going, but you're not, no, I'm not, I'm tied back to this. I'm tied to this. No, no, I'm not going outside what I got to do. I'm saying, you know what I'm saying? To do what to master what I got to do. I can't stay up. I got to go to bed at a certain time. See? I have to do these particular things because I know that these particular things are what is necessary for me to master and acquire my goals. And if I break those goals, see, it's going to cause me problems. And every, if it be academic disciplines, physical disciplines, right, they all say that this is what they do and what you have to do. And those people, what makes the best? What makes people the best? See? What makes people better? than others in a particular field. These people are fanatics. You know what I'm saying? So like you're gonna, you got for dinner, right? The plan is to eat rice. Okay, so they measure that rice. They put it on the scale, right? And if that scale says that there's one kernel or one little piece of rice over, they taking that shit out. They are, that insane. You know what I'm saying? No. And if they ate that little piece of rice, that little kernel, whatever, I gotta work that shit out. I'm gonna get on a treadmill or something. See? That's what makes, people better than others at a particular craft. They just baptize themselves. See? This is the true meaning of baptism. It means to totally submerge yourself, you know what I'm saying, into your craft. You don't see nothing, you don't hear nothing, you don't do nothing, you just in there. You know what I'm saying? You just in there. You see? And we know this. This is how we come up out of the water and we realize, hey, I mastered this thing. Okay, I got it going on. See, that's when you have to feel good. Wow, okay, I can do this in my sleep. I got it going on. Wow, you know what I'm saying? See, because that's when you realize, hey, wait a second, I don't even remember getting to this point. See, because you were totally baptized. You were totally submerged in there. So you be forgetting what time it is and this and that. You saying you's in there. That's how you master things. And every person that's successful, they will tell you the same thing. Most likely in other words than what I'm telling you, but this is the same concept they're telling you. You got to put your head in it. So you got to put your head totally in there. See? Yeah. Now. So I've shown you the difference between religion and dogma. Okay? These people that recognize that those books that they call holy, something ain't right with them. Okay? When they say that, what they're talking about, what they realize, because they tell you, wait a second, this Bible, these book things, they just here to control people. This is controlling people. See, this is, control. See, when they realize that, and when they realize, hey, this is a bunch of propaganda nonsense to control people. See? And hopefully they would do what I did was, who made this? Who actually wrote this stuff? Who put this crap together? Who made up all this crap? See this way? Who made this crap? See? Dobby, free yourself from this so-called religion, Christianity, all this nonsense. Anyway, so I've shown you the difference between religion and dogma. Now, here's the word pagan. Because remember now, and it's an easy research. You can go back, right, before the Romans, the Italians, whatever, those people, before they were practicing the dogmatic teachings, right, not religion, the dogmatic teachings that they are referring to as Christianity, they were pagans. Now, what does pagan mean? Okay, pagans right, are people that lived in villages. See? Rustic areas. See? The countryside. See, people that live up in the country, the woods and stuff like that. They lived out in nature. See, they're telling you something. See, these people that lived in the woods, they lived out in nature, the forests. You know what I'm saying? They made their medicines from. They knew about the trees, the herbs, the spices. They ate from the land, the earth. They knew how to grow. They respected nature. See? This is what I'm talking about. Because see, even my people, the Native American Indians, see the word native, see, it's connected to the word nature. see, but yeah, we used to say, so-called white man, the pink man, he came over and took our land and gave us a Bible. See? What does that mean? Control. What do we mean by that? We're saying that this book was a method of control. They gave us this control system. See? And everything in nature that we practice, they were telling us you can't do that no more. They took that away. Now, and here, Halloween's coming up. Okay? A witch. Okay? The word witch, it actually means, it comes from the word wick. Okay? Wick meaning wise, wisdom. See? A witch, it means a woman or person that has wisdom, knowledge of the land. They knew how to go out and gather certain plants and herbs and mix them together, right, to heal people. Medicine. See, nature. The real stuff. See? And these people, these Europeans that were coming over here, they were like, oh, we can't have that. We're trying to control these people. We're trying to take the land. We can't have them have this knowledge where they can just heal themselves and all that stuff. No, we got to kill this shit. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. Pagan. See, it also is referring to, see, the word heathen. Heathen. Now, go look up the word heathen. See, that's another spell that they lied to us about. The word heathen is referring to the people of the woods, the people of the forest, people that lived out in nature and they ate from nature. They practiced, they knew about the different herbs and spices. They knew about how nature behaves in different ways. They knew that if they saw a plant in a certain area, they knew that under the soil or within the soil there was a certain type of minerals. See? So when you go out, when you look out in the field and you see different plants, okay, in different places, that means that underneath each plant there's going to be a different type of minerals there. See? So all that stuff. See, we knew about alkaline soil and how certain minerals, we knew about all that stuff. We knew about the physics. Yeah, we didn't, maybe, right? We didn't, maybe we didn't, or maybe we did, document those things, but we damn sure passed that information down. See? But yeah, heathen. You gotta go look up. And also, the word heathen is connected to the word health. That's gonna be a mind blower when you see that. See? Now, in other words, when they said pagans, they were talking about, they were saying, hey, see these people here? These people, we can't break these people. And I said, we done tried everything to turn these people or make these people believe this nonsense about some man dying and coming back to life for 3 days. All this stuff. They were like, oh, we ain't hearing this. These Native American Indians, they ain't hearing this stuff. So, what did these Latin people call us? Heathens. Pagans. And what do they mean by that? One not in the road, one not enrolled in the army of Christ. See? So these people here, nope, they not enrolled. Enrolled means accepted. They're like, nah. They said, nope, we ain't down with that. We ain't down with that Christ nonsense. That Christianity nonsense. We ain't into that. See? And here in the Americas, they came with different Bibles and different Native American languages. They came all this stuff. But we like fighting them. This is what we're fighting for. See? Because they were trying to push this on us. This Christian Bible nonsense. And we were like saying, no, we ain't going for that stuff. We into nature, man. See? We about nature. See? And it's funny how today, all these so-called black folk who are, again, Native American Indians, they down in the army of Christ. They all forgot about how our ancestors fought. Our ancestors fought to keep this knowledge of nature within us, because they knew the value of it. See? But yeah. So I just want to share this with you guys. Yeah. So this is what I got. Looking up the word pawn, come across clothing. And I just thought about the movie Harry Potter with little Dobby here. I said, whoa, look at this. See? Oh, and before I go, you know what's really going to blow your mind? When you look up and you study. You got to look, study, you got to go deep now. You got to go all the word sock. Because, like, why a sock? Why not a shirt, pair of pants, a glove, or a tie, or something? Why a sock in the book? All right? So let me go. And again, as always, this is our true history, language, and culture.